Oh, we're live on that one. Oh,
we're live.
Can I go look? I lose ability of thought.
All right, I'm just on my phone here in case you need to look, see.
Did we connect? It was
yes,
connecting.
We are good to go.
What are you watching us on?
Facebook.
Okay. Well, hello.
Hello.
Wait, who is that? What's going on here? Who's all these people?
It's probably just me.
No. Is that my mom? Jumped up on Instagram. My mother does not have an Instagram.
I was going to say, not that I can see. I am just...
I don't even see hearts. Hang on, we're letting more people know. Oh, okay, I guess people are jumping. Oh, hello! I don't know who it is, though. It doesn't say.
It's probably just David.
Or my mom.
Yep.
Oh, it's David.
Is it?
Yep. So, which is a good thing. There's 3 people on now. So David just popped on and other people. So we've got phones everywhere, so we're trying to,
literally.
to look everywhere
and
here.
it looks like the comments are coming up on mine, so...
Oh, good.
Hi.
David, hello. Bill, hello. So people are starting to jump on. We're going to be talking about Halloween. We're going to be talking about fall.
Yes, we're going to be... This is Halloween part 1. I know it's super early, but we have so much to cover.
Really. It's less than a month.
I know.
Well, it's a month.
Yeah.
It's a month. And if any, like, if most people are like all of our customers who probably start decorating for
Halloween months in advance.
The day after last Halloween.
Yeah, literally.
Look at all these people.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Carol Ann, thank you.
Wow, it's popping over there, and we got some more.
I know, look at that.
See,
anyways,
y'all
Floyd,
are real
hello.
viewers. Y'all really
love
like Halloween.
it.
It's because it's Halloween, I'm telling you.
I know, right? So we are sitting here amongst our Halloween propaganda stuff here, and we're going to go over some of the Halloween stuff that we have, but we're going to tell you some facts and some cool did you knows.
I'm going to flash these in the camera, Jason. Do you want to talk to our viewers about how we've got some new vintage repops in here? Let me actually get my chubby fingers out of the way.
And then we'll bring down the actual beastle up there, too. So we got some, we carry vintage and antique Halloween stuff, right? Well, when we're talking beastle stuff, which is your die cut decorations, buttons, stuff like that, old 1960s beastles, 1950s beastles, yes, they were around then and they're still around today. That can be expensive. And when you're dealing with beastle items like the die cuts and the tissue witches, the tissue monsters, stuff like that, they're very difficult to display if you do not want to use tape or tacks or anything like that to preserve their history.
Exactly.
So we got a lot of feedback about possibly carrying the new line of beastle along with the old line of beastle. And so this year we are doing for the first time carrying...
To answer your question, Floyd, that is 100% a trip you're going to have to make into the store. We have way too many for us to show. And blow molds.
Oh, blow molds, there's a whole bunch of them. Anyways, so, and more coming every day. So, and I'm going to show some of them through this so you'll see it. But, so back to the beastle. So we've got, like the witches, we've got the paper mache, skeletons with the arms.
We got the black cats. Yeah, those are the tissue ones.
So we have the newer ones, right? But and I'm going to tell you that they're the exact same copy of the original.
Literally.
So this way you can have the originals and keep them inside and keep them, posted nicely or hung nicely so that you don't have to damage them. Put these on your window.
And what I think a lot of our customers right now that grew up with the original beastle are kind of getting a little bit confused with is that we don't carry or don't have access to original beastle because it is so old. People who had them back then utilized them, had them out for display, hung them in their windows. So to get your hands on a legitimate real beastle that is right now intact, it would still honestly have so much wear and tear on it that...
This is an original 1960s beastle.
And again, and this is not negative, but look at the poor man's missing his arms. He has had a good life. People have utilized him in parties and get-togethers and witch hunts, but in order for us to have beastle in store, we have to do repops. It's just not feasible for us to have,
always find them.
Exactly, it's not, because again, people like to hold on to them, and also, or they've they've literally succumbed to the end of their life. They're missing heads, arms, limbs.
So something like this, if it was in perfect condition, which we've had before, in perfect condition with his legs and his arms, he's got both his legs, of course, and then his arms on here. This would run you, I think we had when it was $60 for one of them. Whereas you can get a very similar one that is done by the same company that you can put tape on and put in your window, and you get 3. The witch, on these ones you get the witch, the skeleton, and the cat, and you can tape those to your window versus being afraid to tape something that you just spent $60 on.
Exactly, and I guarantee you if someone were to come into the store and probably to grab this pistol, they're probably going to package it up and put it away and display it that way, because you wouldn't want to put any more wear and tear on this man. Like I said, he's literally missing his poor arms. He's had a long love life.
And, you know, the die cuts are just as good. Now, I'm going to open these 2 die cuts so that you can see and how much original they are. And now you got to remember, the Beastle is the same company that made this in the 60s that make this today.
They also do have something on the back of their packaging here that I felt like is really good to tell our customers. It says, the Beastle Company has manufactured party goods and decorations since 1900. We are delighted that you have purchased this vintage reproduction originally designed in 1960. This is one of the many authentic Beastle reproductions that are available for a quote-unquote limited time. So I'm not sure if Beastle's going to have the same run next year, but...
Yep. Beastle puts out and then pulls back. So that way it becomes... So, as you can see, these die cuts, check it out. This is
cute.
Electric Man, something like this. You can easily put these up in your window, and you get a packet of 10.
Yeah, that's so worth it.
And you get a packet of 10 for $28, $22.40 after discount, and you get 10 of them, whereas an original 1960s die cut like this would cost you probably $15 to $20 just for the one.
And I was going to say, just for the one, and you're going to get a pack of 10.
Yes, so don't underestimate a remake. I don't want to say repop, because repops are usually something that is done by a separate company. They are just remaking. These are original Beastle.
Yep, I know. We're also
Yep.
I'm going to bring these up to the top one.
So I'm opening this one so you can see. This is an original remake of a 1960s, and I do have a couple of the 1960s ones that are available right here. And those ones are the 70s. Yep. Okay. So he's got legs. Look at this. Now, those of you who know, have seen these before, look at that. It's just like the 1960s one. So that's something like this is really cool, and you don't have to worry about putting a piece of tape up here when you get this for...
Look at his legs.
For $24, which one more dollar would make us $19, versus a 1960s version of this that costs $60 to $80. So you get this, which is a lot of fun.
And he's big too.
Hi, Todd. I am so glad you are watching. It's cool to see. Oh, I just ripped him. Oh my God, this one's not going for sale because I just ripped it.
I'm so sorry, you guys. That was hilarious.
I just ripped it. I love it. These ones are 1980s.
Want to hold that one up for me?
Yep. I'm sorry, this is 1990. So this is 1990 Beastle. And as you look behind, so as you can see, Beastle has been putting out these Halloween decorations, and they're the go-to decorations anywhere you go for Beastle. Turn it around.
Oh.
See them? Isn't that cool? They're cool, aren't they? I love them. So when you come in and you take a look at our Halloween display, we've got old, we've got ancient, we've got 80s, 90s, and remakes.
And he's different. The skeleton's different than these two. The skeleton has paper arms. These are just rabbits.
Yeah, this is the 1999 version, or the 1990 version of that, right there.
And that's cool.
And what's funny is... you can look and see the size difference, of course, but it's the same skeleton, but you get 3 of them in the new ones, whereas you get 1 in this one.
In that one, right. He's just bigger, I think.
So you get the witch, the cat, and the skeleton in this one, and then... So you see every every decade they get smarter. Every decade or two they get smarter.
Literally.
But then they're also shrinkflation.
We also, yeah.
It's also shrinkflation.
We also do have the infamous Halloween tree for people who love trees, like Christmas.
That's the only one for sale. The other one is not.
We also do have things like the Easter trees as well. I know some parents do have those with the little wooden eggs. These do have ornaments on them. I love this little tree. This will go perfect with the pistol decorations.
So I got to show you before we get into this is this thing here. And Todd, I hope you're still watching because this is fun. So this kind of freaked her out a little bit.
It made me jump.
Made her jump. But let's turn it on. Shall we watch this? This is so funny.
Hey, buddy, get me down from here. Is this just me, or do you feel a draft in here? What are you looking at?
Do you see his eyeballs?
Why am I hanging around while you're looking for candy?
I love it, stuff like that. I love stuff like that.
It was just funny because he has no body, and one of the things he says, what, are you jealous of my physique?
Of course we are. Look at it.
Because your non-prevalent body, yes.
Isn't this fun? Now, this isn't hugely old. This is back from the 90s.
I'll say, like, what, early 2000s?
No, I think it's actually 90s. Steve, do you know? Isn't that cool, David? I know.
I'm trying to think of what other cool things we got up here. We got a shrunken head up here.
Yeah, but
we got...
it's not a real one. So let's talk about some things here.
Okay.
So, the Michael Myers mask.
Love this one.
All right. So, who can tell me the Michael Myers mask and how it came into effect to be the Michael Myers mask? That mask was not created for the movie.
Right.
One of the set designers went out and found a mask that he liked, and they brought it back, and they said, "Oh yeah, that'll work," and they put it on him. But guess whose mask it was? Who can tell me whose mask it was? Can anybody on here tell me who the Michael Myers mask was originally made in likeness of?
I hope this is giving you guys a hint. Because, we got an answer.
Well, that's what I'm wearing is Ghostface. I've got something else about Michael Myers. Steve, I know Ghostface, we're talking about something else, but this is Michael Myers, I found out. The Ghostface mask, even though I'm wearing it, we're going to talk about Ghostface mask in another show.
Right.
Because there's more.
But if you can take this hint and
this
run
hint
with that.
Right here. And I'm going to tell you, this person was only in his position due to somebody we spoke about on the show before, Lucille Ball. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the original Michael Myers mask was originally a mask of... Who was it?
Oh,
Captain Kirk.
Yeah, Captain Kirk. Well,
it was William Shatner, Captain Kirk's role.
Shatner, that was his last name. I was drawing a blank on Shatner.
So William Shatner's... So the Michael Myers mask was originally a mask in the likeness of William Shatner so that you could be William Shatner, Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
Which is hilarious.
And now it is known as Michael Myers' fact.
The infamous.
Isn't that crazy?
I love that fact, honestly.
You know what? So is he, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Because secretly he's Michael Myers.
Right? I know. So I thought that was pretty cool, you guys. What else are we going to talk about?
That Halloween dates back more than 2,000 years.
It does.
It's actually pre-Celtic, or Celtic, and it comes from a pre-Celtic fest called Samhain, which is the meaning of summer's end.
So if it was 2,000 years old, how long has it been popular in America?
Not that long, actually, surprisingly.
And what made it become popular?
You told me earlier, and there was one specific thing about that. That's what made it popular, and that's
it was the Irish and the European settlers when they came over in. They're the ones that made it more widespread
and
because
popular.
A lot of when we're talking about the colonies back then, it was a Protestant religion,
yes,
and
that's
the Protestant religion kept them from being able to celebrate. But then, as more and more Irish and European settlers came, it became big.
And the reason why that is so important is because trick-or-treating and Halloween not always revolved around being scared and candy.
No.
It actually started from the term called gushing.
Yeah.
And that in Scotland and Ireland, that term was both used in both places. And songs, dances, poems were recited in order to get goodies. Other tricks were involved in that as well. And I think that that's amazing because Jason and I were just talking about this the other day. I love passing out candy. I do it every single year. It's one of my favorite things to do, but...
Prior to 1930s, what was okay to hand out?
Anything. You could give these people anything you want to change. Corn, grapes.
Oh, baked goods.
Baked goods, literally
It was actually common back then for the lady of the house to do baked goods and hand them out.
And I just like...
Or nuts or toys or whatever.
And honestly, I love that idea, and maybe it's just like my parents' fault for making me have this mindset, but like anything homemade is always better to me. But the moral on why I'm so stuck on this is because think about how different the world was then, that it was acceptable for you to get home goods.
Right.
Now, your parents won't even let you touch anything that's slightly unwrapped or has a hole in it. Or
well, I'm going to tell you, it was a lot of that with the eating of the candy was, you can thank the 70s for that because we had a lot of razor blades show up.
Yes.
And so in the 70s, 80s, and then horror films added to that and so forth. But just, you want to protect your kids.
Oh, no, for sure.
And with that said, I'm going to tell you a story of a customer and what she does on Halloween. And I told this earlier to Jasmine, and she thought it was pretty cool.
Like, I would love to do this for my nieces and nephews. I feel like it would be such a good idea.
I feel like you'd have to start it young.
Oh, for sure, 150%. And I was going to say, and if you are a parent, and I know some of my friends are becoming new parents right now, if you guys are watching the show, this is an absolute amazing idea to be able to take your kids out trick-or-treating, but to also do something good for your community at the same time. So
I had a customer come in one day, and there are certain things throughout, and we've been here now for 13 years, and so this was many, many years ago. We had a customer come in, a young lady who had 2 little children, and she told me, and she used to come in and buy like books and she'd buy little kids books, and she'd buy, the little game books and stuff like that, and toys and little toys and stuff. And I asked her one day, and it was before Halloween always, I go, oh, you must be picking up a huge collection for your kids. And she goes, well, it's the way we do Halloween. And I said, well, how do you do Halloween? And she said, when my husband takes the 2 kids out trick-or-treating. My husband takes the 2 kids out trick-or-treating. And while the kids are out trick-or-treating with her husband, she stays home and makes cookies and brownies and all these different things, right? So when they come home from trick-or-treating, the candy all gets set aside. And they've already known this. And so they get to spend the night eating the treats, watching scary movies or whatever it is. And at bedtime, they take all that candy and they put it under their bed.
For what?
Because they're told that the witch will come, the good witch will come and take all of that candy to the homes of the children that do not have the ability to go trick-or-treating or
couldn't afford a costume.
Couldn't afford a costume or something to that effect. And then in the morning when they wake up, they look under the bed and there are the books and the little
comic books and the writing pads.
Pens, pencils, stuff for them to play with, educate their mind with.
Honestly, I
think that's a great idea.
I'm 150% on board with making this a worldwide
That does
thing.
so many different things for your kids.
100%. It, one, will coax them into it because it's like a second Christmas. It's like first Christmas before real Christmas. 2, I know parents struggle with their children wanting to get into that candy 24/7.
Oh, I know.
So this is a really good way to improvise in their brain that they don't need to eat all the candy super fast.
Well, she did tell me that her and her husband sneak some pieces.
Oh, yeah, of course. Why would you not? And then 3, you're also helping your community out, which also comes back in a different way tenfold. So
I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
It is. I love that.
And then as we get through the show a little bit, I'll tell you about the best costume I came across. So, I love these little candles.
Yeah, they're cute.
Aren't they? So Girly makes these little candles. Aren't they the cutest things? And Girly is the company. But they are just so... I'm so happy when I find vintage candles that are not burnt.
Like this one?
Yeah, isn't that cool? We're going to show you some of the cool stuff that we have outside of the fact that of the Beastal stuff. I just wanted to show that. Check out that candle. Now, if you buy this candle, do not burn it. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. But how cool is that, right? When you find candles like this. This one is... Oh, there's no date on it. I know, little squeezies.
You need a stress ball pumpkin?
You need a stress ball pumpkin. We have them. Here. So I'm going to show you this one. This is a good older piece here. And the reason why I'm going to show you this one is because it's got the original sticker on it. So these are tabletops, right? Tabletop pumpkin. blow molds. Plug them in, they light up. These are all the rage. People love these. What makes this one different than the most is this sticker right here. Because this sticker right here. I'm going to pull it up close. You see that? You see that? So when you bought these new back in the day, these stickers were on all of them.
Oh, yeah.
By the time we get them today, the stickers are gone. So coming across a pumpkin blow mold like this with the witch hat with this sticker is very cool. So, but isn't that the coolest thing? I love it.
Very rare.
Yeah, for the sticker. You see these pumpkins a lot, but for the sticker.
So did you know that in Ireland they actually make a bread called barmbrack, or just brack, and it's sweet and it contains golden and dark raisins, and they make that the day before Halloween.
Do you like raisins?
I don't actually.
I love them. Steve doesn't either.
It's the texture.
Oh yeah, we talked for an hour on how much raisins I put.
I
in
like how
raisins.
they taste. Like they're just like, I just don't like the texture. They're like too chewy.
Steve's the same way.
I didn't know that they make blow molds that small.
Oh, they make blow molds smaller than this.
What?
You see all those skeletons hanging up there? Those are blow molds.
Really?
Yep. So check this one out. Again, a vintage blow mold. This you would have bought at a 5 and dime store in the 60s.
David, he's cute. I want him.
A 5. Oh, what am I showing? Why am I showing that? I mean, look at him. Hello.
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 He's cute.
But I love him.
I love how baggy
And- His outfit is.
Yeah.
See, it is in to wear oversized clothing.
It is. He's trendy right now.
He's trending, and he's all surprised about it.
Literally.
And
He
he's
doesn't-
all surprised about
He
it.
doesn't know he's going viral right now.
Isn't this the cutest thing in the whole wide world? I love it. Can you imagine this sitting on your table?
For months.
Like, you would keep it up year round.
Oh, yeah, literally. But for months, I did not know that this was a pail. I didn't know
Yeah.
that it was empty on top.
Yeah, this is part of the, this one, no, it's not part of the Universal Monster line. We did have some of those, but this is for trick-or-treating pail.
That's even the bottom's detailed.
Oh yeah, they did good stuff back
Yeah,
then.
that's cool.
So the bottom looks like his head was cut off.
Yeah, literally.
So the bottom looks like his head was cut off. See? Isn't that interesting? And then the top, like his face is melting, but this is a pail that you would carry around and ask for trick-or-treating.
I love that. He's cool.
So did you know in Des Moines, Iowa, and I wish Jason was here because he's from Iowa. In Des Moines, Iowa, they don't call it, I don't know about today, but over the past, they call it Beggar's Night. Beggers. But in order for them to get they'll go up to the door, they'll knock on the door, the person will open it, they will say trick or treat or whatever, but they are required to either play a trick or tell a joke in order to receive a candy.
Gotta put in that work for the
I
tree.
know, right? So some of the other pails we have, of course, are your standard pumpkin pails, which are really cool. And then there's different shades, of course,
They have,
depending
like,
on how
green
old.
and
Yeah.
different colored shades.
Different color shades. You've got the bright orange. These come in a green as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the pails are really cool. Now, if you have pails or you like to collect blow molds, these are a good thing to collect as well.
What does that mean?
Are you talking about underneath, Steve? Yeah, it was 99 cents originally. That blow mold. That's why I said a 5 and dime store.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling her a way to display these, and she thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, I loved it. I want to do that.
Okay, so these are good, and because you're going to pay anywhere from $12 to about $24 for these because they are older, 70s, 60s. So if you don't want to walk around and put candy in these or are afraid the kid's going to drop it or somebody's going to take it from them or something to that effect, a good use of these would be to take fishing wire. Mm-hmm. Hang them from your drapery curtain or something from your in your front window. Hang them using fishing wire, different heights.
I'm just glad I have a drop ceiling because
Right?
all I got to do is
Yeah,
lift
you
it
could
up.
do that.
And
Yeah.
just whoop.
In different heights in your front window, right?
Yeah.
Put electric,
LED candles in them.
like LED candles in them. Don't use real. It is plastic. And then go outside and look in because what it's going to do is that flickering is going to make them look like they're moving. And they're going to look like they're floating in your front
Yeah,
window
which is
because the
amazing.
fishing line will be invisible.
Yeah, I love that so much.
So it's a great way to decorate using blow molds without putting them out in the yard,
and without too much effort.
too much effort, or afraid that they might disappear.
And you don't have to hang anything, put holes in anything.
Right?
Very simple
Exactly.
and easy. Hi, Sue.
Oh, so she was my next door neighbor when I grew up in Oceanside.
Oh, how cute is that?
Yeah,
I love that.
I played with her son. Hi, Sue. She lives in Las Vegas now.
Oh, that's
Or
lit.
Henderson. Anyways, so that's a good use of these, okay? So keep in mind that when you're buying vintage Halloween stuff, it has multiple uses.
Oh, yes.
Okay, it doesn't just mean that you have to use it as a pail.
Oh, no, you could use it for store-alls, carry-alls.
Right. So, soul. Let's talk about praying for your soul.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm referring to?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so apparently, I gotta find where it's at. Okay, I lost it. Did you know?
Did you know? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I need to grab my
No.
paper.
It's my own fault for not jaunting it down in an area I can find it quicker.
So this one, learning about it today, was probably one of my favorite facts. Did you know that in the 18th century, Halloween was actually used to find a husband? And I know that sounds crazy, but have you ever spilled some salt and they told you to throw it over your left shoulder? Almost the same thing. You're going to take an apple on Halloween night and you're going to throw it over your shoulder. It doesn't matter which one. And you're just going to pray the night away that you're going to find your spooky husband or your spooky partner or whoever you're looking for that night. And this was tradition all the way up until the early 80s of, 1980. People were doing that. And honestly, I think that that's crazy.
What?
Who would still throw an apple over their shoulder and hopes to find a husband?
I know, you better look behind you.
Honestly.
So, Celtic traditions.
Yes.
Because everything falls into the Celtic traditions in our holidays, apparently.
Literally.
So, it is called souling. Trick-or-treating is called souling. Like S-O-U-L, like your soul. And the reason it's called souling there is because in exchange for the generosity of the person that's giving you the candy or whatever it is, the children would say to them, "We will pray for your souls."
I
So
love
they call
that.
it souling, which is kind of creepy.
I would think that that's so
I wonder
cool.
if that is the reason for Children of the Corn. I don't know. It's interesting.
Okay, I see.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see where you're getting that correlation. David, this is probably one of my favorite Halloween light-ups that we have right
And
now.
this hasn't been out yet, so I'm just now showing it. We've got...
He's got a cut in his face that's open and you can see light
Who
through
do you
it.
think this is?
The Hulk.
The Hulk. It's the Hulk. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I
I
love
love
it.
him. I should have brought my... David said, oh, wow, yeah. He said that was super cool.
The Hulk.
Remember the bat that I bought last
Yeah.
year with the little pumpkin? I should have brought
Yeah.
him in. He's really cute. I'll bring him in the next Halloween
Yeah,
show.
there you go.
He's cute.
But this is the coolest piece.
Oh, yeah.
And it is like a...
Foam.
Like a foam, yeah. It's
That's
crazy.
That's how the bat one is, too. It's like
Is
a
it?
foam, yeah.
And I love that you can see the light through his skin.
And I like how you can see through his ears.
I know, right?
And I like the bullet hole in his head that you can see through.
So this is going to be on the sales floor. It's not out yet. I
Okay.
haven't put it out yet.
Oh,
I mean, it's
lit.
coming out. It's priced, so it's...
Oh, lit. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out.
So I can snag it before all you guys. No, I'm joking.
So I know we're talking a lot about Halloween, and it's still a month away, but we are entering fall, too. And fall is the season that we enter our house.
Yes.
And we do stuff at home like popcorn, watching a scary movie.
Family and friends start to
Stuff
come over
like
more
that.
often. You start to
So-
cook more than you normally would.
Something like this, which would not be just for popcorn. You can pass candy out in it. Right?
It's beautiful.
All different kinds. We even have one that says popcorn on it. But these are good to, pass candy out if you're going to pass candy out
Yeah.
because they are glass. But and these are also good for a big bowl of popcorn on that cold wintry night or fall night
Oh, absolutely.
when you want to watch a good scary movie. How cool is that, right? So we have all sorts of them. Did somebody say something?
Yes.
Price on what?
Hi, Julia. I'm so sorry that we just now seen your status. If you're still viewing, if you could let us know what you were curious of the price on, we'll
Probably
make sure
the
that we
thing
answer.
you want.
Or the blow mold, I think it is. The little tiny guy.
So, all sorts of stuff. This is one of my favorite die cuts, and it's older. And I am sad and happy every year when I see that it hasn't sold for some reason, because I think it was meant to be in my life. But isn't that cool? I love the look on the cat's face.
He is cute.
Isn't that crazy? I don't think they're watching anymore. Although there's quite a bit. on there. Maybe it just stopped.
I wish you would have told me that he needed a good home. I would have brought him home today.
Isn't he cute?
He's
Full.
cute.
He's only $4.
He's really cute.
He's so cute. I love him.
I would have put him right in the front window.
Yeah.
So today has been one of these days, which rarely ever happens, that a bunch of people think we're still open and they come and stare in the front door.
They just like to watch.
Yeah, which is totally cool. I'm totally fine with that. But it rarely ever happens. But when it does, it always makes me laugh.
So, anyways.
Why does every hat you try on fit perfectly?
Well, it doesn't, but I have it.
Well, look.
So this is a good hat for fall, or if you're going as a Mary Poppins. Apparently, because it reminds me of Mary Poppins. It actually hangs right here. But, actually, you know who it reminds me of when I look in here? Apparently they did not like it. But, it reminds me of, Hee Haw. I just need a tag hanging. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Does this now remind you guys of Hee
You're
Haw?
so
Come on.
funny.
So
Oh my
who's going as what is her name? Somebody tell me what her name is on Hee Haw that has the tag hanging.
We also need to we can't show them because it's covered with things.
What?
But we do have an old school blood pressure taking.
No, it's not blood pressure. It's for oxygen.
Oh.
So the little thing that went on your finger?
Yeah.
That's the original.
Oh.
So what we'll do is we'll pull that out on the next Halloween show, which will be closer to Halloween, and we will talk all about it.
Okay, yeah.
Because when you take something like a machine this big and heavy, and today we use it by just clipping it on
Our finger.
It's craziness. Oh, shut that mouth.
He's cute. I love him. David will not support my habit for obsessing over blow molds, but I'm just in love with this cute little pumpkin.
Isn't he
kid.
cute? I love it. Happy Halloween.
It's like, yeah, but what makes him even cooler is look at this.
Boo.
Boom. Mm-hmm. Come on. Isn't that sick? And honestly, I seen one of these, but he did not have his sign. So.
All right. So I'm going to show this because it is the coolest thing in the whole
I
world.
should have brought mine. I bought our silver one, remember last
did
year?
you? So this is a cast iron spider.
David, this is the bowl I was
Cast
talking
iron.
about. That matches our silver one.
Isn't that the coolest thing in the whole world? I love cast iron. You could even cook something.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's cast iron after you treat it. But check that out. Who's this? That says we need
That's
it.
Emily.
Emily who?
She came in and got her spider done here.
Oh, okay. But isn't there her spider done here?
Yeah, little Tiny's jumping spider.
Oh, her. That's
Yes.
her? Okay.
And Emily,
so,
I have one. You need that one.
Yeah, so this is, and it's only $30, so it's $24.
That's
on
not
sale.
even that bad.
No, and it's got little charms in it. It's sitting right here. But you do not come across these that often.
And I like him because he's a good weapon. Someone breaks into your house, you just hit him with your cast iron spider.
One of the legs.
Yeah, literally.
Mm-hmm. So he's sitting right here if you come in and see him. He's absolutely adorable.
My mom always watches our show late, but I wanted to show the Babe Ruth box because that's one of my favorite things that we have right now.
This Babe Ruth, this is 1940s too,
yeah,
I
that
think.
thing's amazing.
Steve, this is 1940s. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is 1940s. Babe Ruth. Look at this. Look at the way they did this. So, this is a good example of talking about how we went from like baked goods and toys to candy.
And how Halloween became one of the second most sought after commercial holidays.
Yes, with a $10.8 billion today, 2022, there was $10.8 billion spent on Halloween decorations and everything else. Candy, decorations, costumes, everything. That's old. I'm going to show that. So what happened is back then when the candy companies started making their huge themselves known, the like Hershey's and different just Mars and all of them, they started packaging for Halloween, candy for Halloween, and they started pushing buy candy for Halloween. So back then, 1930s was the last time when you gave baked goods for the most. And
Babe Ruth came in and literally took it by storm.
It wasn't just Babe Ruth.
Oh,
I bet
no.
you it was all the. All
Oh
of them.
yeah, but this was just the coolest box that I've seen.
And I'm sure that sorry, what is that about?
I have no idea.
Anyways, so we see the strangest things out the doors while we do the show. She's actually going to look. We want to make sure the person's okay. Make sure the person's okay. If it turns into a situation, I will flip it around so we can all watch.
I don't really know what they're doing.
Are they just on their phone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's somebody who decided to park across 6 parking spots to check their phone. I don't care. We're closed. Anyway, so check it out. Isn't that kind of cool? It's only the front, but still a good display piece, right?
Beautiful.
Isn't it? I know. 10.8 million billion. B with a B.
B with a B.
Billion. So one of the. What time is it? Am I running out of time?
No, we have
I want to
25
get to
minutes.
this in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what else do we? Jack-o'-lanterns.
Oh, yeah.
I have one over here.
And he's big boy.
He's a big boy.
Is he on a wire? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you. That's all right. So jack-o'-lanterns, a pumpkin that's carved out and you put a light in, right? Jack-o'-lanterns. So jack-o'-lanterns, let's see what it says. Ooh, came from, actually you have this too. Stringy Jack, which was a Celtic myth of a person who was doomed to eternally wander the earth. Carrying a turnip
or a
that's
beet
carved out and with a candle in it.
He would just spend his entire life in the purgatory with a beet.
Yep, with a beet. So that beet carved out gourds, carved out pumpkins, which gourds and pumpkins are fruit because they have seeds, not vegetables. Became known based off from Stringy Jack.
Stringy Jack. I love
I'm
these
waiting
types
for the
of
horror film.
I love these types of pumpkin molds. My parents always had a foam pumpkin, like this big one here. And when my dad was feeling lazy and didn't want to carve the pumpkin, he just gave me this, and I was always cool with it.
I love that. There's rocks in him to keep them down.
Which is awesome. I love that.
You always want to put rocks in your blow molds and your stuff to keep them down because the wind will blow them across
Honestly,
the
that's
street. However,
such
I
a
got one of my
smart
best
idea.
blow molds pulling over on the side of the road and running down the road catching it.
Ironically, we did this. Something happened to us too. The wind was going viciously like last year, and I caught a blow mold blowing down the street, and it was in the middle of the street, a busy road. I'm crashing, so I have no idea whose it could have been.
So one thing too.
The cats.
Go ahead.
Jason, David actually asked a question. Do your cats bother your foam blow molds or anything like that?
Well, I don't know because we don't keep them in the house.
Oh, okay.
So when we do Halloween, we don't decorate anywhere. Is my hair all sticking up from the hat? We don't decorate anywhere prior to Halloween.
Okay.
On Halloween day, we will take our vintage blow molds and we will put them in the yard as long as we are home, closer to the house. We'll decorate up. We'll do it in the morning. We will hand out candy, and then those blow molds come right back in.
Oh, of course.
Because when you have blow molds like
this one,
which is Bella Lugosi, is it Don Featherstone? Bella Lugosi?
David, just give in and let me get him.
He's plugged in. So when you have this guy sitting at your out by your street, it's going to disappear.
Oh yeah, he would just spend his.
It's
entire
one
life
of
in
the
house.
most expensive blow molds you can find.
Yeah.
Any of the Universal monsters that's Don Featherstone can be some of the most expensive. Whereas you have something like this guy who reminds me of Count Chocula.
Yeah, literally.
Right? Who reminds me of Count Chocula, which you can stick in the yard, but still closer to your house because even these disappear.
Like last year, I'm sure some of our viewers will know the brand Supreme. David got a. Thank you. I was trying to figure out why it was falling over. He got a blow mold, not like a plastic one, but one of the ones that have the fan in it, that blow up. And it's Supreme. And he keeps wanting to put it in the yard. And I'm like, someone will steal this off of our front lawn.
Yeah, when it goes down, when you guys let it loose,
they'll just take it.
It goes flat, they'll just walk away with it.
Yep, exactly.
I hate to say that, but it happens. So if you are going as, like, say, Magenta from Rocky Horror Picture Show, we have the original dusters,
which is perfect.
that would work perfect with it, and they're not super expensive. They're $24 after discount, and they are what she would use in the show. Also, fun fact, and I don't know her name from Greece, but Magenta was the dark-haired girl who did the.
She was eating all the time.
She was eating all the time. Anyways, Magenta, the woman who played Magenta, showed up in a bunch of movies, including Twin Peaks, Grease, all sorts of stuff.
That's just what happens when you're an unproblematic celebrity.
It is, and she never had forefront. So, other than Magenta, I think Magenta was her biggest role because it was she was a pink lady in Grease, but she wasn't like one of the top
pink
three.
Lady, right?
Like
Frenchie or something.
Whereas in Rocky Horror Picture Show, she was part of
because the pink ladies you had Frenchie,
Do you know their names?
I do. Riz and Sandy.
There was 5.
Oh, well then, what's
These
her
are
face?
Sared. The one, also, and we're getting on a sidetrack. You guys, if you know a pink lady,
Let
tell
us
us.
know.
Frenchie.
Yeah.
Did you say Frenchie?
I did.
Oh, you did.
She's the one that dyes her hair pink on accident, and then she gets
This
a
is
whole
the one
song about
that
her.
did the chipmunk.
Yeah.
She's
got,
her.
she's going brush up, and that's when they're all spending the night at Sandy's house. You know, David just seen that movie for the first time last year in Greece.
Do you know how many people go as Danny Zuko for Halloween?
And probably don't even know who that is, honestly.
Or, I mean, I've seen couples go as Danny and, Sandy. Danny and Sandy towards the end when they were
yeah, because
that
that outfit's phenomenal, though.
So, you need to know who, come on, David.
I know, it was like 3 in the morning.
Now your task is to watch Grease 2 and tell me what you thought about Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think the top 5 costumes are?
I'm going to go with my gut and say number 1's got to be a witch.
It does. That is true. Number 1 is a witch. A witch.
Is a superhero on there
yes,
at any
it's
point.
Spider-Man. So you got the witch, Spider-Man, a dinosaur. Number 4 is anything from Stranger Things.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? And then a fairy, a pirate, and so on. But this year, in 2022, they put up the top 5 pet costumes because people have been putting their pets up. So you've got a pumpkin. Huh?
He said Jan. Is that her name, Steve? Like that specific actress?
Or is that Jan from Greece? I don't know.
Very out of context.
I will get specifics on that. So, for a dog, you've got a pumpkin, a hot dog, and I bet you it's the wiener dog. That's a hot dog. A bat, a bumblebee, and a spider. And have you seen those videos where they put the spider costume on the dog, and then they let the dog run?
Oh my God.
And scare the hell out of people.
It's amazing. I love that, those bits.
I do too. I love them. So, I made these the other day. Check these out. These glow in the dark too. And Emily came in and bought one immediately. But these are earrings.
Yeah, those are cute.
Aren't they fun? So, these are fun earrings. They go all the way down to, like, past your shoulder.
Yeah.
And they glow in the dark. Aren't they fun? They're so fun.
He told me to look at my text, so I will look at my text.
Oh, that's her, right there. Oh, yeah.
Jan. Oh.
I keep hitting it with my damn...
It's the sign. It
Yes.
keeps catching ya.
So, check these out.
I got it. Thank you, Steve.
So, her name's Jan?
Jan.
Okay. So, these are Beastal too. Yep. Look at this. These are from the 1970s. Actually, 1960s.
These aren't Beastal, but you gotta show them because they're cute.
I know. I think they're fun. Isn't that fun? So these are great. These are great to have around. Look at that witch image. Okay, I'm going to show you the back. That witch is from... This witch is from a cartoon. I know it is. Look at the face of the witch and tell me what cartoon that's from. Somebody tell me what cartoon that's from. Because that is from a cartoon. Look at that thing, the chin.
The chin and the nose.
That's got to be from a cartoon.
Or,
Anyways, it reminds me of one. Van Hess. It's even got the artist on it.
That's lit.
It's even got the artist on it. And a scaredy cat. You know that's that fable.
Really?
The black cat.
Because I have a black cat and he's scared of everything, including his own shadow.
Scaredy cats, yes. But for a black cat to be considered bad luck,
oh,
that's
yeah. A fun fact, I got my first black cat ever given to me, and I kept him a secret in my bedroom for an hour before I told my parents. And the first thing my mom said to me was, we can't keep him, he's bad luck. We're going on like 10 years later, and we still got him, and he's not bad luck, he's good luck.
All cats are beautiful, and no matter what color they are beautiful, and good luck. Check out this. This is an old piece, you guys. Check this out. Look at this. This is the old style rubber. It's got the writing right here from the original, on who it's from and where it's from. And here we go. It is, Steve, tell me the year because I can't read it on here. I want to say it's 1950 something. Anyways, check this out. And now I'm going to scare you all because I'm going to do it. But even the grid on the inside is gorgeous. Isn't that nice? And he comes off, but
yeah,
he'll make you jump.
It made me jump. I didn't know it was going to be that
So
loud.
what you do is you buy this, you take it out trick-or-treating, and you walk up closely behind somebody and go. Do you know that Betty White had a show that they did that? Yep, she did.
That's amazing.
She did a show where a lot of senior citizens would play tricks on people. Like they'd roll up on a in a wheelchair all feeble, but they're not, and then they'd fall out of the wheelchair and stuff. But they had one guy who they would push him right up behind somebody, and under his, like in his lap, under his blanket, he'd have a huge bullhorn type thing. And he would literally go right up behind him and squeeze it. It would be so loud.
That would be...
People would fall over. It was hilarious.
That'd be the most funniest thing ever because I would never see it coming.
This is a cool piece, you guys. Check this out. I mean, I wish I could read that on there. But it's hard to read. As you can see, age has done its due diligence. You can barely see it on here, right here.
Let me see. New York.
So it's made in America, which makes it older.
Actually, it says it was made in Hong Kong.
Or Hong Kong.
But it does say, here it says Fun World Inc., New York, New York. But then it does say made in Hong Kong.
So it was made in Hong Kong for Fun World Inc.
Yeah.
So Fun World Inc., which does all the noisemakers.
Oh, lit.
Back there for the...
spinners.
Yeah,
and
the
clappers.
spinners and stuff. Made this. Isn't that the coolest thing? I just have to keep showing it because it's fantastic. He's got a cute face. Doesn't he? And you know what? So, check out these.
I'm like, don't show this the cool one.
What?
That's one of the cool ones.
Dracula 8mm. Best thing to do, get into your pajamas. Literally, look at how...
Like, David, you don't
mint.
even know I've
Look
already
how mint.
wanted to buy this.
Okay, so you get in your PJs.
But how would I watch it?
You can't, unless you have an 8mm. So you get in your PJs, you hunt down an 8mm projector, and here I'm going to give you a little hint. If you find an 8mm projector, make sure the light works because it can cost more than the damn projector. So and you cuddle up with the person you love or just by yourself and watch the original Bela Lugosi Dracula.
Love him.
Isn't
I just
that
got
crazy?
goosebumps because
I
I
love
love
it.
Dracula so much.
And we have Son of Frankenstein left, the Frankenstein, Return of the Vampire, and Mighty Joe Young, and the Mummy. We sold 2 or 3 of them. 3, 6, 9, there's 2, 4, 6. So we sold 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But look at this. Boris Karloff, the
Nice.
Mummy. And I love it because back here it tells you what to get. There, look, Woody Woodpecker.
Ah!
Skin diving. What the hell is that? There's Dracula. Look at this. Do you see skin diving?
A Universal Adventure movie. Castle Films.
Universal
Sea Hunt.
Sea Hunt.
So
there
it's
must be
called
something
Skin
in there.
Diving Sea Hunt.
Oh, yeah. But here you have the Mummy.
Yeah, that's
These are
cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
And even if you can't find an 8mm and you just love the Universal monsters or the monsters, then you frame this and you put it up or you just set it on your shelf.
That's literally
and
what I was
one
doing.
day when somebody says, "Oh, I have an 8mm," then watch it.
Like, oh, I got a movie.
Or you can take it and have it converted.
Oh, no way, really?
Mhm.
But is it a gazillion?
Probably. But we have Frankenstein. This is a cool thing.
Or if we wait long enough, I'm sure 8mm will come back because they'll become trendy again, and then we'll be able to buy a brand new one.
So this and this smell.
It smells really good, actually.
Okay, so a lot of people look at this fantastic little wax figure of Frankenstein, and they think it's a girly candle, right? And when I say girly candle, they made these. This is not a candle. There is nothing on top that shows a candle, right? This was put out by Avon, of all things, and it would have smelled.
It's like potpourri, but
Yeah.
decorative. Way
And
cooler
it would have
decorative.
sat out, and they did the line of Universal Monster. This also is the same thing, and it's a black candle of a coffin that says "RIP," R.I.P., and it smells.
It actually smells really good.
really good. So these are really cool to decorate with and keep your house smelling.
Like, usually Avon smells like old ladies, but that smells good.
I know, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It smells like musk. So if you like the smell of like a manly cologne, this is a good one. You want to do that?
Are you guys going to a party anytime soon?
If you're going to a party, and I talk about this every year, and I will also talk about this at Christmas, let's watch the waist. Okay, so One of the things that I love about owning a vintage and antique store is everything in here would have ended up in landfills, the ocean, anything to that effect. So we are breathing new life into it. We are breathing a second future into this stuff. So when you are going to a party and you're taking a party gift, right? Because you do.
Oh, yeah.
And if you go to a Halloween party, you take something. Mm-hmm. You should take something. Now, I have a question for you. This was always debated. Let's say you hand a bottle of wine to the person who is throwing the party. They never open it. Do you ask for it back?
I don't ask for it back, but I ask why we never opened it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will never ask for something like that
No,
back.
I wouldn't either. I saw that all over the place online.
Because David and I actually have a rule about that. Like, usually when we have, like, parties and stuff, people will bring a drink over. We're not at-home drinkers, so we always tell our guests, like, okay, well, if you come over in 2 months from now, it will still be here, but they never ask for it back, or I've never had anybody ask for it back. Or
in my mind, when you're going to an event, when you're going to a party, and you take something for the guest, you're giving that to the guest, or you take something for the person throwing the party, you're giving that gift to the person for throwing the party.
Sure.
You're not giving that to the gift. You're not giving the gift to that person so that she can use it at the party.
Right.
If that were the case, then you bring it over and you open it and you set it down and you say, this is for the party.
Or, like, usually I'll ask, like, do you like that flavor? Is that something that you guys drink? Because if it's not, like, I'd like to get you something that you would like to utilize.
So whether they open it or not, now, if I go back there 5 years later and it's still sitting in the cupboard,
that's what I'm
then
saying.
I'll take it back.
Because, like, it comes to a point, like, if I wanted what's in this, like, I would have just bought myself one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I would never ask for it back, and I wouldn't even care if she was just like, well, I don't want to drink it right now, or they were like, I don't want to drink it right now.
It's a nice wine, so I'm
going to save it for something else. And I would say, okay, cool, no problem.
So, when you're going to that Halloween party and you want to take a bottle gift or any gift whatever, stay away from the paper bags.
Yeah.
Stay away from the wrapping paper if you can. Get a nice
bandana,
towel, cloth, anything like that. Wrap the bottle in that. That's probably Halloween themed, like I did with this. This here is a bolo used to tie it shut. Right?
With feet on it.
With feet on it. But the bolo, so what we're doing here now is we've got the bottle of wine for the gift as
for the adults.
You have the towel or the bandana or the piece of material for whoever wants it. Children, whatever. Teens. You have the bolo for one of the other teens, or you have 3 gifts in one. Let's just put it that way. You have 3 gifts in one, and it didn't cost you much more than what a bag at CVS would cost you.
And that's just a paper bag that you would have ripped and thrown away.
And so you're buying a little paper bag, you're buying the tissue, you're buying the little
bolo tie.
No, I'm talking about when you're buying just the bag.
Oh yeah.
You're buying the bag, you're buying the tissue, and probably some ribbon to tie it shut. And so you spent maybe on just that stuff, I don't know,
10 bucks.
12 to 15. Probably.
12, 15 bucks.
Okay, so when you are going to use a bandana or a scarf or any piece of material, tea towel, and you're probably going to spend at the most $5 on it.
Yep.
Right? Then you're talking about the bolo or a piece of string or anything which can cost you from $0 to $10, depending on what it is. And you've given 3 gifts to the person who is throwing the party.
Aim to be the coolest one with the best welcome gift.
And it cost you less than the bag did.
Yeah, literally.
So this is a great, great gift that will minimize waste and be jaw-dropping for the person, for the host, because they're like, wow.
Because 9 times out of 10, they've probably never received anything like that before.
No, and it's so simple because it's not anything more than what you would have given.
Already done anyway.
Yeah. It's nuts. I love it. So there are ideas. This is Halloween Part 1. When we are going to do Halloween Part 2 the Tuesday before Halloween. Okay? In between, we're going to be doing other things. But I am going to tell you, and I haven't even told you yet, there is, we are going to have a guest the second week of October. Her name is Brooke Allen. And she is going to be, hopefully, working on creating her own media.
Oh, yes.
And hopefully it'll go public in in November, and we're going to have her on the show talking about it.
That'll be amazing.
And I'm not going to give any more information because that's all I have told
So
her
we
I
can't
was
even
going to
say the
say.
name?
Nope, no name, no nothing.
Okay.
We're going to have the guest here, and they're going to be talking about the release of something special coming.
Yeah,
And
this is amazing.
this person you all know and you've all seen. I know I said her name, but maybe you forgot. I'm excited for her.
Oh yeah, me
I'm
too.
totally excited for her. And so,
It's gonna be exciting.
yep, I'll get the exact date on when we're going to have her here because we want to make sure her rollout works out smoothly. And I don't want to bring her in to talk about it if she's in the midst of stuff.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure when in October, but it will be probably the second week. That way it gives her 2 weeks before she rolls out her media. So,
I also forgot to tell you something. I got a thank you letter in the mail from Mad. That was very cute.
So did I.
I wanted to say thank you.
I have my cousin's. Shirley, if you're watching, I have yours. I'll send it off
I thought
to
it was
you.
very cute.
I didn't send it.
Oh.
I didn't send it. That would be the Mad staff.
Oh, I thought it was very cute. And David was very pleasured to see his name on the envelope this morning.
Yes. So we did the Mad Walk. We had the Mad Show here, and after the Mad Walk, they sent thank you cards to everybody who attended.
And I thought that was so sweet and
Isn't
so
that a great
cute.
idea?
And like, it, regardless of if which it was a lot in the card, so I wouldn't have handwritten it either. But I thought what was cute is that they did handwrite everybody's names on the top, so at least like there was still some human interaction on that thank you at some point.
I think it's fantastic when people do those little touches
Oh,
because it
absolutely.
just makes you go, oh, okay.
Wow, so our attendance really did make a difference.
Right, it did. Check out these candles.
They're macabre candles.
Aren't they fantastic? I love it. Anyway, so thank you guys.
Yeah, this is really exciting. I love Halloween. It's
like
one of my
this show.
favorite things to talk about. So this is going to be a really nice plethora of shows.
Who came to the door.
I told you, I knew it.
And I don't even think they all wanted to come in.
Because it's like one or two things. Either everyone wants to stand outside and watch when we're closed, or they come in literally 5 minutes before we're about to close.
But we are still working on the area here. Steve and I were doing logistics on it this
Because
morning.
things take time, people.
They are. We were talking logistics this morning, so the show is. Plus, I didn't tell you, I'm taking speech
classes.
Speech classes. Speech.
Well, you don't have a speech impediment.
No.
You're just trying to
be a better
clear up your
talker.
yeah.
Because I do speeches. I stand up in front of groups of people and I talk, and sometimes I repeat myself or I lose my train of thought. So I'm taking classes to help me speak better, and I'm
that's what
excited
we
about
said.
that.
You got to let us know how the journey was
Yes,
for you.
and I am two friends. One's a linguist,
That's gonna be lit.
and we can do Zoom, and the other one is a voiceover actress.
Oh wow, that's lit.
Yeah, so hopefully, and I did not know that, so I may have to ask her if she wants to come on the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you want to give the spiel?
Heck yeah, of course. Well, as always, thank you so much for tuning in for Time Warp Tuesdays with Jason and myself. We are still active all over social media platforms, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok. We still have so many things on our plate right now, so TikTok is still one of our things that we're planning to use, but it's just not in our main roster right now. So if you guys have not followed us on there before, just make sure you swing over to Threads and TikTok because we are still active on those. And if you missed us at the end of the show, hopefully you can catch us for the full one next Tuesday.
And most of our Halloween stuff is out, so come on in, take a look. Pick up some buttons.
There's so many cool things, you guys. We have, like, for example, like, this is a cassette that's just spooky and scary sounds. I have a vinyl record of this, but to have a cassette would to be even cooler anyway.
I love the images.
Oh, yeah, on the
I
plates.
want a shirt. I want a shirt.
Just that would be amazing.
Wouldn't it? Look at those cats.
They're very
Boo Boo
MCM
Kitty.
cats.
It's Boo Boo Kitty. I love these. Yay, Halloween!
I don't
love
think
that
we've
feeling.
ever ended the show with both of us right in the front like this. This is a good ending.
It is a good ending. It's a good picture.
It is. Someone screenshot.
What's exciting is we're working on a logo for the show, too.
Ooh. Well, I guess we'll see you next Tuesday.
Oh, people are adding stories while I'm talking, don't they know? It's all about me.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.